here we can see that the database is actually providing us with, the cache is already providing us with a lot of good functionalities. And here what we're going to be implementing within today's video is we're going to be seeing in how we can actually create a web API in the .6. We're going to basically create a database, a random database, and have a table there. And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be utilizing Redis as our database, our cache provider. And within Redis, we're going to be storing and caching the data there. And once we actually store the data in Redis, we're going to be seeing how we can actually reutilize the data inside of Redis instead of actually going every time to the database and get the information. So this video will be basically will be able to help you to see how we can actually applications. You can see how you can set expiry time to the data, how you can actually store and retrieve information from your cache. As well, you're able to see how you can actually utilize this within the Docker container. So, now that we have covered all of that, the next step for us is basically we're going to be creating our web application. So, let's go to our terminal. So, once we are in our terminal, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be navigating to my desktop for, let's say, learning. I'm going to put .NET, and then I'm going to create a new web application. And here, as we all know, to create a web application, we're just going to be utilizing the .NET in new keyword. So we're going to put .NET, new web API, and I'm going to call this, let's say, call it caching. Web API, something like that. And now it's going to create the API for me. Perfect. Now that has created the web API for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the caching folder and I'm just going to open Visual Studio Code. Okay,
yes, some Tony and tutorial.
Directly. Let's make it 32.
You can pwede mo na i-control plus.
Okay, let's see if this looks good. Yes, I think it's smaller, that should be fine. Okay, that should be fine.
Kaya siya lang nga bakit naupaw na pero basit 26 years old pa ni. Naman nga. No pa kasi na ka ng mga kuan ba? Shortcut.
Once we have done all of that, let's say not now. The first thing that I want to do here is basically just open
Architect pa yan tawag siyang Kogalingon Enterprise Architect.
Inside my terminal here, all I'm going to be doing is just put .NET build. I just want to make sure that my application is building as it should be. And as you can see here, I have build succeeded, which basically exactly the information that I want. So once we have done that, the next step is, because basically we're going to be utilizing Redis. And Redis is
Kaya po ang kadoa rin Pakistani po, taka na po.
But before we jump to that, there is one point that I would like to clarify. Is caching is already, there's two types of caching that actually exists. And let's take a look at this before we actually jump into
Napit na siya mahurot.
So caching is, there's two levels. So there's gonna be the in-memory cache. Oops, I don't know what happened.
Ano nagduwa mo ni siya si? Hadlok po siya.
That's weird. I'm not sure why it's zoomed out like that, but that's for later. Yes, we have the in-memory cache. And we have the other one, which is going to be the distributed cache. Because it's really important for us to understand the difference.
Has someone died?
If you come across, you understand the difference. So what's the difference between
No, nagagay mo siya interview.
Okay, let's make it.
Don't keep on thinking about
So the main
death
difference
ng
between
baday.
the in-memory cache and the distributed cache is basically the in-memory cache
No.
within the
It will not.
application itself. So let's say we
Just
have a
don't keep
server
on thinking
and this
about
server
it.
is compromised.
Life is short. Life is
Megabits of RAM,
happy life. Have a happy life.
And this is the server that we're running on. So let's say if we have an in-memory cache, what that would do? Basically, a chunk of the RAM that we currently have, it's going to be utilized for caching the information. So let's say right now our server has 5 gigabits of RAM. So instead of having 5, for example,
Asa yung iPad lang
one RAM dedicated for the cache, and the rest is going to be utilizing for the application. So the first thing that we're doing here is
Wala na umakit eh.
the capability of our application because we are reducing the available memory.
O, to kasi ko sa kuhan sa kinan. Go to ate, tell ate to
What we have here is
get your
we
iPad.
have the cache available for us for 1 GB. And that cache will basically, it's going to be much more faster for us to access information from within our RAM than actually trying to access it from a different service. So right now, as we said, inside our RAM, it's going to be separated to 2, memory for our application and basically the cache. And that basically, because it's inside storage, because it's stored inside the memory, it's called in-memory cache. And that's really important because as we said, it's fast, but it's taking resources from our application. On the other hand, there's this
Sabi niya, 26 years old pa ba ka?
we're going to be utilizing in this session. And basically Redis is like a completely separate application which runs alongside of our ROM application, ROM API, and it's responsible for storing the cache there. So what's the benefit of having Redis other than in memory? Basically Redis is a much more distributed one. So what does that mean? So let's first of all, it will not take any resources from our application, and that's really important to understand. Because if our application is really high performant, we need to use the bit of resources that's available for us to actually achieve that level of performance.
Hello? Oh,
The chief
nakasagawas?
executive has got to be bold within reason and daring in
Oh,
action.
naana.
That's the first point. The second point is
Hello?
because our Redis lives
Hello?
outside the actual
Black 5, wala lagi tao. Naaman sila sa gawas.
application scales up, we will be
River
actually
walk ka?
able to utilize that cache for all the different instances that we have scaling up. So, for example, let's say my application
Nanisold
is
na
on
yun.
one server.
Inday! Nana sa gawas ang kuan, grab!
What happened if, for
Inday!
example, after, like, let's say there's a peak,
Nana kaya. Sige, bye-bye.
users on my
Salamat.
application, and basically my application users goes from 100 users to let's say 50,000 users. So what's going to happen? The application and the servers is going to scale up. So for one server, we have, for example, 20 or 25 servers available for it. And basically, when I have a distributed cache, all of these servers will be able to actually communicate with that cache directly, and then with this cache directly, and put the information on there. And instead of every single one of them having to manage their memory cache, the Redis server will be able to actually provide this information for you. So this is really important for us to understand. So let's do a quick overview of what does this look like. So let's say here, this is my application, and I have, for example, the RAM. So this is the RAM inside my application. And basically, this RAM is going to be separated into 2.